All right, guys. Question: pop-up headlights versus fixed headlights. Which one is more popular and why? Second-gen cars. What's the difference between the second-gen and the Type S? These are all great questions. My name is Rick. If you're in the NSX community, you hear these questions all the time. But today, we're not going to answer those questions, all right? Today, we're just going to be talking about NSXPO. But in a future video, come back to us. We're going to explain some of the differences between the second gen from the 2017, 18, 19, and 20 when they facelifted, and then finally the 22 when the Type S came out. So we'll talk about the differences between those two, and in a separate video, we'll talk about the first gen cars. Fixed and pop-up headlights. All right, join us. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is our NSXPO 2023 edition. You know, the last time we shot a video for NSXPO, I think it was 2020, because during COVID, there was no expo, so we did a virtual event. So I think a lot of you guys that watched that video messaged me, said things like, hey, I didn't know you guys started in Indiana. I didn't know this and that about your shop. So I thought, since we're gonna be in Atlanta this year, but I'm not gonna be able to bring any cars out with us. So what you see behind us is just gonna stay here. We're gonna bring some products out. We'll be a vendor there again this year. So please stop by the booth and say hi. We'll be glad to show you some of the new products we have. There's a lot of exciting stuff that we have planned for this year. But no cars this year, so just look for me at the event. Hope to see some of you there. And I'll show you some of these products in a few minutes of what we have. But thanks for watching. We're going to be looking at a lot of the parts that we make. These are some of the new parts that we have for the NSXs for both the first gen and the second gen. But I wanted to do a walkthrough and show you guys some of the parts on the yellow one here first. So let's take a look at this part. This is, I believe, a 2002 Rio Yellow Pro from one of our customers. He brought it into us because he wanted to get the whole interior redone. It was kind of a little bit dirty and messed up, so we kind of cleaned it up a little bit. But this car has a mixture of parts. Let me see. Let's start with, I guess, we'll start with the interior. So the interior, we swapped out a bunch of the parts on the car. You can see the center panel. That's our double din radio panel in there. And then you can see the glove box, the center vent, the shift knob. We actually did a custom trim bezel for this car, so you can see we did a yellow contrast with the Alcantara shift boot. The steering wheel has a yellow stitching, yellow leather stripe. This is our flat bottom wheel. We did the two-piece carbon elbow pads in here. Obviously, the passenger seat's not in the car yet because we're not finished with it, but you can kind of just see what we've done on the inside just to kind of clean up the whole interior. The Alpine radio is ILX507 double din. And then you can see in this particular car, we also have the carbon door sills. So in this car, we did something different. We make this piece right here in carbon, and then we did this in partial carbon with black stitching, black Alcantara. This is a really nice little touch because whenever you get in the car, you put your hands on this thing. So we didn't want to do it in carbon. We wanted something a little softer for the feel. What's missing down here is a door sill, which is being produced right now. When that's finished, we'll put that piece in there. So looking at the door panels, we did a couple things. Because this is a 2002 Plus, we didn't want to go crazy with the leather. This is all factory leather, so we haven't put this piece in yet. But we didn't want to change this. But we did because there was a lot of scratches on his elbow pad. We went with the black Alcantara elbow rest with black stitching. We did the Alcantara to match on the door handle and the pull handle in carbon. And then we did a matching carbon for the power window trims, which are direct replacements for the factory pieces. So those are all nice touches. And then we also have the carbon fiber tweeter pods, which, let me see if I can find. So here's the carbon, this is the two-way component Hertz speakers, but you can see the tweeter pods. So these we also finished in carbon. So these are gonna sit in here eventually. We haven't finished wiring yet, but that'll be a nice match to the door trims, the handles. Also, we did the carbon inner vents as well, which is a nice touch, along with the knee bolster, because usually commonly the leather starts to peel on the factory ones. So we've done the upgraded knee bolster as well. And that goes all the way around to the keyhole on the other side. So you can see the keyhole covered. So this one, we did the carbon rear garnish for the engine, which is a nice little piece. This gives it a nice touch when the engine cover is closed. He's actually got the original cover. This is where you put the target top. So if you take the target top off, it actually sits in here nice and safe. Most owners choose to remove this because you can see the engine, but in this case, it's nice to have it, just to have a place to put the target top. Inside the engine bay, we've got some more carbon pits, the throttle plate cover. We got the injector covers for the front and rear. We got the carbon intake box. And then as I mentioned, this is the carbon rear engine garnish. And this piece is a nice piece. This is from Gray Market, another NSX supplier vendor. They supplied us with this particular strut tower brace, which is gorgeous, made by Gray Market. So that kind of completes the engine side of it. Nice car. So this is a 2002 Real Yellow Pearl. And then if we want to move over, we can show you what the some of the stuff we've done on the Type S. This is a 2022 Type S. We use this car to do all the design work for most of our cars. This car, you can see it's got the carbon rock guards, which are in the back here. We have the front and rear sets. These protect the rock spray in the back here. Keep the bumper clean. The diffuser stock, spoiler stock. Everything in the back here is pretty much stock. The engine bay is pretty much all stock. So this car has the lightweight package. So the lightweight package gives you the carbon engine covers. This is number 46 out of 350. You can see on the plate there. With the lightweight package, you get the engine covers, you get the ceramic brakes, and you also get the carbon roof. So some of the nice pieces that go with it. Coming around the side of it, the coolest part about this, we just finished the side skirts. So these are the Type S inspired side skirts for the Type S. They bolt on with no screws. I believe there's 8 screws that hold it in place. It's a nice subtle addition to any second gen NSX. It bolts right up. Also, you have the carbon rock guards on the front of it as well. This prevents all the pebbles from getting kind of stuck in here. Without these pieces, a lot of rocks get caught up in here. So this is nice to have. Moving around the front of the car, it's pretty much all stock in the front. We didn't do anything to it. The big change is the carbon hood vents. These are pretty popular. They're direct replacements for the factory pieces. We have another video on our channel that shows you how to actually install them, but essentially they're direct replacements for the factory pieces. So you'll transfer the mesh from the original pieces over to these carbon pieces, then you put them back in the car. The fitment is flawless, guaranteed to be perfect. All right, and then the last part, we're gonna take a peek inside the car. So this car on the inside is where we did most of the work. I'll show you the inside. Let's see here, let me get this thing open. I'll get out of the way, you guys can take a look at it. But essentially, the car has our full carbon interior, so pretty much everything carbon is inside is on this car. I mean, starting with the seats, you can see the seats have the full carbon door trim covers on the seats themselves. So the seats, you can see it's up in the front. These pieces are the first thing you see when you open the door. They're direct replacements for the stock pieces, easy installation. We have the carbon door handles over there, which are on the car right now, on the doors itself. We do make the power window trims in carbon as well as the speaker trims, but they're not installed on this particular car because they're all sold out. We do have the steering wheel, flat bottom, extended carbon paddles. We got the carbon dash, carbon centerpiece. And if you notice in this particular, we got 2 start buttons. So this one's flashing, that's a factory button. And then this is the new location of the start button over here. So you can move the start button over to that particular spot if you're doing the swap.
What happens to the old button you can move it to the...
So great question. The old button, you can do 2 things. Either you can leave it in there like I did, because I didn't want to modify the dash. We can, if you order the 2-piece carbon dash kit, we can't delete the start button. So we can delete it from the original location. And then after we delete it from the original location, this is what the button looks like, by the way. So if you want to take a look at it. So that's a button. It's a direct accurate part. This is not something we make, and it goes right in here. It replaces this blank that's in there right now. So if you decide to move the start button to the middle, then when you order our 2-piece large dash panel kit, we can delete the start button from the original location, so it'll be nice and smooth, like it was never there. I think that's how Acura intended to do it initially, but then for whatever reason, they decided to put the start button in that dash location, and then they put the blank. That's why the button is changeable. So we have a video that shows you how to do that as well on our channel. We got a lot of new exciting parts for the NSX, both for the first and second gen. These are just a small sample of the parts. We're always updating our website, YouTube channel, so be sure to follow us there because that's where we usually do the product launches. But from your left and my right, I'll talk about some of the pieces. This is our full carbon double din dash panel for the first gen NSXs. It's an extremely popular product, very, very rigid. I mean, I couldn't break this if I wanted to unless I really sit on it. But we sell these panels to a lot of car stereo shops, even to Acura dealers, because it's a direct replacement for your factory piece. You can put the radio in. It's got the provisions for pretty much from the factory, the coin tray, the shifter, the e-brake handle. Every tab on this thing, every screw mounting hole from the factory has been replicated on here. Your temperature control. So if you have a mint condition panel, pretty much you can put it away, store it, and just use our panel. Our panels come in both gloss finish, or this is a matte finish. You can see the matte. The matte finish is a little more subtle version of the carbon, just as strong, direct fit. So you can get the whole set. You got the dash panel, the power window trims, and you got the clock trim. You can order the whole set in gloss or matte, whatever you like. And that's pretty much the story with all of our carbon parts. If you want matte, we can do it in matte. If you want gloss, we got gloss finish. This is actually the hood. I didn't talk about it on the car, but this is the full carbon hood for the second gen NSX. One of our newest products that is very popular is the door handles. So the door handles from 2017 to 2021 what came in like a silver color. And then in 22, Acura changed it to a gloss black, which is what's on this car right now. But we can also do a carbon. And the difference between getting something like this versus getting some vinyl wrap and wrapping it, and because we used to do the vinyl wrap on these, the biggest difference is when you vinyl wrap it, no matter how you do it, the edges are gonna be, you're gonna feel the edges when you pull your hand, which is how you pull the door handle, right? So this one, if you look at it, it's completely smooth. And you know, our hands are very sensitive to touch, the dexterity. So when it is 100% carbon like this, it feels like it's all uniform. And you see when you open it and then you pull it, that triggers the windows from rolling down. So that's how these carbon pieces are made. And the button still functions, a lot of people ask. So you can see the carbon. When we do it this way, it feels 100% stock, not like a wrap. But unfortunately, to make these pieces, we've got to have the stock parts. So this part is a very costly part from Honda or Acura. So we have to order the handles, or you can send us your handles and we can do the work. And once we finish it, it's a direct swap, one-to-one. The plug is right back here. This is another handle. This is the inside of the second gen NSX. So when you're looking at it, driver's side, this is a handle that you grab when you get in and out of the car. Very easy installation. This piece is very popular. Again, it's a full carbon piece, very rigid. You can keep your stock ones. There's no core exchange needed for this part. The paddle shifters are another popular product. You can see the difference in size, you know, from the stock and our custom extended shape and finish with the logos. These paddles, they can go with the stock wheel, or you can install it with one of our custom wheels, such as this one here. The direct replacements, these again, we use Acura parts. We don't, these are not made like covers, or they're not stick-on. These are direct molded parts. So these go in here as part of the vehicle. And the steering wheel and the faceplate. This is a flat bottom wheel that we make, gloss finish for the second gen. Over here, this is a steering column for the second gen. So if you would, the steering wheel would go right here. You got your turn signal and your wiper blades. Bottom piece, this is where you release for the steering wheel to move. So this is a really nice piece as well. Another carbon dash panel. This one is with the ashtray and a matte finish. And then of course, this is the mode selector for the second gen cars. And as I mentioned, the trim is directly something we sell. And then if you want to swap in the start button, it's a great time to do it. Up in the front here, these are just visors. We do these visors in a couple finishes. We used to do them in primarily Alcantara like this, but a lot of guys and owners, they wanted to have a quality mirror option. So what we did is we would finish these in full carbon. And it sounds easy enough, but it's not to make these in carbon. So when they're finished in carbon, then we can do a simple oval mirror or something for the passenger if you wanted it. So that's an option with these if you do it in dry carbon. So how many of you guys attend car shows or car meets or any type of car events? This is one of our new products, full carbon fiber privacy plate covers. Take a look at this. So you got your license plate. If you don't want to show it or you want to take pictures, just walk around to one of these things. Put it on the cart, take your photos, go to the car show. When you're ready to leave, just pull it off, take it with you, and you're done. Don't have to unscrew anything, lose any screws or anything like that. Just remember, you can't drive with these on. These are mainly for privacy when you're taking photos. Yeah, there's a lot more products that are on the car that are not out here, but this gives you an idea of some of the products that we'll have at NSXPO. So please come see us at our booth, and I'll be happy to show you new stuff, and we'll talk about it more. Thanks. So aside from the parts you saw earlier in the video, these are some kind of custom pieces we've done for NSX owners over the years. A lot of these parts we just never have in stock because we're always sold out. But you can see the upper vents. These are the inside door vents with the custom red stripes. And then we got some tweeter pods, which are done in carbon fiber to match the rest of our parts. And then we get into the second gen, you can see these parts, the speaker inserts, the power window trims finished in matte carbon. This is a gauge cluster surround finished in gloss carbon at the bottom with the upper gauge hood in matte. And then lastly, for the NSX owners, you have the automatic custom shift knobs. A common question we get is what kind of radio fits the double DIN panels? And here's a couple radios that we've tested. You've seen them in some of our other YouTube videos and they work really well. Just keep in mind that when it comes to these type of radios, there's no one size fits all. So try to stay away from motorized faces and some of the older units that the bezels are really thick. But most of the modern 6.95 inch radios should work. If in doubt, you can always give us a call and we can try to give you some input. Thanks. For those of you who've never seen how the iLift works in person, we thought this video is kind of cool to show you how it works. You see how fast it lifts when you need it. You press the button, and when it drops back down, it comes back down to factory height. It's very useful, and it's definitely a cool feature to have on these cars. Now, just for fun, you know, we see all these cars, but we thought since we got all these different cars here, we'll let you hear the different exhaust systems. So we're going to fire it up with each of the different exhausts and let you guys listen to it and compare it to a couple of more popular cars that maybe people cross shop with the NSX. Enjoy. After listening to all those exhaust systems on different cars, I gotta say that each one sounds pretty unique and pretty cool. Depending on what kind of car you like, you know, all those make some pretty cool noises, I think. This last section of the video is pretty much a collection, a scrapbook, if you will, of photos of projects, cars that we've done in the past year or so. You know, a big part of what we do is because of our customers, and without our customers, we wouldn't be here. So we want to say a big thank you to every customer who trusts their NSX to us and let us make parts for their car. Each of these cars you see here are cars that we worked on, you know, friends' vehicles, cars that are from all over the US. They're not just in California. So hope you guys enjoy these last photos. And then if you guys have questions, definitely stop by and come see us at the booth and we'll be able to explain or show more pictures or anything you need to see. Again, thank you again for watching this video, and I hope to see everybody at NSXPO in Atlanta. Thank you again for watching. Goodbye for now.